welcome to the Friendly Talk Podcast.
Yes, welcome back, y'all. Thank y'all for coming back. We love you. We miss you.
Hi.
What's up, Bo?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, right?
This is how we start every episode. I haven't seen you in forever. We have to debrief.
So we have so much shit going on in our lives.
Too much shit.
I'll be over here, you be over there, but then when we come together,
we lay it all out.
yes.
But the thing is, we talked way too much before the podcast starts.
Yeah, we did.
We give each other all the tea in our lives, and when the podcast, we're like, oh, we already talked about that. And it's
we can run it back for them though.
Yes, we did. We did just want to talk about like our childhood.
Yes.
Today, because people always ask us questions, and I'm like, maybe we should give the fans what they want.
Okay,
You go first.
Me first?
Yes, you go first.
All right.
Well, first, I wanted to personally ask you like where you got your accent from, because I love it, and it's like, does your mom have it? Does anyone else in your family?
I do have a strong accent, so, but I don't even know what you're hearing. Like
the Bronx for sure, but also like it's mixed with a little island girl.
right? Because you know I'm Jamaican. I'm proud Jamaican. So I was born in Jersey, and then like the first like four and a half, maybe 5 years of my life, my mother had me and my sister in Jamaica.
Okay.
So like, you know, I learned to read in Jamaica, everything in Jamaica.
So what you're saying is you can't be president of the United States of America.
I can though. I was born here.
Oh, you said you were born in Jamaica.
No, I was born here. I wasn't born in Jersey.
Gotcha.
And in the first 4 years.
Okay, and then you went to Jamaica.
Yeah, the first 4 years were in Jamaica. So I was just born here, and then my mother went back.
Your mom, you're smart.
And my mother was selling like, you know, remember the white kids?
Yes, the sneakers?
Yes.
That's what your mom used to do?
Well, she used to put rhinestones on them and decorate them nicely and then sell them to the tourists.
That's cute.
Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
Does your sister have an accent too? No, just you?
So I was, and then even like my childhood was split between Jamaica and Jersey.
Okay. Which one do you like more? It's a silly question. I have a feeling I know where your answer is.
Definitely Jamaica. Although Jamaica has its issues and everything, but
for sure. But like,
my childhood was just better there.
What's the vibe? Like, what's the difference between the vibes of like?
Well, the part of Jamaica I'm from the countryside.
Okay.
My mother's from Kingston, which is like Brooklyn. It's so much like Brooklyn. But so I'm from Ocho Rios, St. Anne. So like, you know, we had like rivers. After school, we go to rivers and shit like that. And just dogs everywhere, goats. I had chickens.
Oh my God, that's so cute. That's cool.
So I love, my childhood memories in Jamaica are very pleasant.
Yes.
You know, here in America, not so much. I did not have a good childhood here.
So what changed between when you having a great time in Jamaica and then coming here and having like a terrible childhood?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. My mother was just happier in Jamaica, and a happy mom is a happy child. You know what I'm saying? My mother coming back to Jersey, she's always working, and I don't see her.
Yeah, I think people often get it confused that you need like a rich parent or you need both your parents.
No,
you need
happy.
is happy parents.
Whether it's if you gotta split up with your partner in order to be happy, that's what's best for the child.
I think it's better to have a happy mom or a happy father, have a single parent, or going back and forth and both your parents are happy than living in a home where it's just chaos and fighting and
that's a fact.
People are crying, and growing up and seeing your mom cry all the time, that fucks you up.
It's not fun. But my mom tried her best though. And then, you know, my father came back in my life when I was around like 11. He's from the Bronx. He's Jamaican, but he's from the Bronx. So then I was split, like half my week was in Jersey with my mom. So my father would have me like from Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
And my mother had me like Monday night to Thursday evening and stuff like that. So I was in the Bronx a lot from like age 11, and then at age 16. All right, so my mother, I had a stepfather.
Okay.
You know, super abusive.
Like him?
No, hell
okay.
nah. Super abusive. And at the age of 16, I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I can't take this shit no more. I had a little boyfriend in Brooklyn, Flatbush. I had let him know what was going on. He's like, you can come stay with me. I'm like, all right. So
Eva.
Ended up staying with him for a little bit. But I was still going to school in Jersey.
Okay.
But I had a car. I was driving. It was like 45-minute drive to go to school and shit like that.
You would drive to school at 16 for 45 minutes?
Yeah,
wow.
Anything to get the fuck out of the house. Anything to get the fuck out of the house. And then 17 years later, I'm still in Brooklyn.
So if there's like one thing about your childhood that you recall the most, like what would it be?
Like a good thing or a bad thing?
Either or.
I'm gonna do it like I guess like a funny memory I have. I have a couple of funny memories.
Okay.
Like so my mother was trying to like give me like the drug talk. Like, oh, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. So she brought me to 42nd Street.
Port Authority?
Yes, girl. And showed me this. It was this naked woman. It was so cold. It was like the coldest day. It was like February. You know, February in New York is another
brick.
It's crazy. So there was a woman naked, mad skinny, and all she had on was like a Glad, like the black garbage bag. That's all she was wearing. She was begging for money.
Oh, that's terrible.
And my mother was like, "Oh, if you do drugs, this is how you're gonna end up." And like years later, I'm like, she didn't scare me for like, I'm scared of homeless people. Like I'm deathly afraid of homeless people.
Mom, you didn't make her be scared of drugs.
The street if I see a homeless, like I'm so
your mom
scared.
Traumatized you, so you don't.
But for the wrong thing though. Drugs don't scare me like that. It's the homeless people. I be running. I'll see it. I ate the meth crack, whatever the fuck. I'm like, whatever. As long as I'm not touching it, it's whatever. As long as it's still over there. But homeless people, I'm out of there.
I've definitely gone on a subway cart, saw a homeless person, got out, went to the next one.
Yes, they scare me, and it's not their fault. They're not, they didn't ask for that, but. Baby, I'm terrified.
I mean, there's multiple reasons why people become homeless: mental illness, drug abuse, whatever, trauma.
And I worked at a homeless shelter. That was a hard job.
Wait, how did you work at a homeless shelter if you were scared of homeless people?
Times is rough. I was scared at work. I was clocking in like.
What would you do? What did you do at the homeless shelter?
Oh, I was a fire inspector. I got the certification in being a fire inspector.
So when you drive down like bridges and stuff, and you see homeless people begging, you lock your doors and windows. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I always say, I don't carry cash, almost never, but when I do try to give like $1, $5, whatever, especially if a guy like opens the door for me. This is gonna sound so mean, but I don't give money to white homeless people because I feel like minorities need help more.
I'm very...
Is that racist?
My thing is I'm very particular who I help to.
Yeah.
Very particular.
I feel like you're white. What could have went wrong?
If you look like me, I'm gonna spend some bread. I'll say that. If you look like me, I ain't gonna $5.
Yeah,
$5. Go.
Nothing's worse than because there's so much homeless people in Times Square that aren't really homeless but pretend to be homeless.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
There's literally videos on the internet of people like getting out of Ubers or cars and like with a sign and then like sitting on the floor. Yes. And
like, that's
how
crazy.
you have an Uber. How you afforded an Uber and you couldn't.
That's wild.
Yeah. Or like the give me $1, I want to buy weed, like the tourist signs.
Yeah, touristy signs. Where people be like, oh, look how crazy this guy is.
They be making a lot of money though.
I don't know. But yeah, my childhood, I didn't have a good childhood. Let's just say that.
Like, tell us about, if
child. Now, we could. I'm not gonna get too much into it because let me tell you, I learned that because I used to be an open book.
Okay.
And then I learned like the more popular I get, people use that to attack me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
that's why you scared of homeless people.
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Like, and it's like, oh, I can't tell y'all nothing because y'all are evil.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's it sucks. So it's like. My story there's somebody out there who want to hear it and they would resonate with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it would help them. But it's like, now I'm closed up because of y'all.
But you should also not care what people say.
No, I know, but it's like it makes you want to be less personal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But my childhood, like, I don't know. It was just, oh my God. Girl. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh,
you know what's so crazy to me? I'll put it like this. Like, so I work in foster care now.
Yes.
So now that I'm working in foster care and I see the reasons why kids are taken away from their families, I'm like, oh, if the state of New Jersey knew what the fuck was going on in my house, I would have been taken away.
Oh, for sure.
Like 100,000%.
Oh yeah. And that's another thing. I feel like kids and people have so much trauma that they don't like talk about. Then they grow up and they look back and look, oh, that wasn't normal.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
but it takes you a long time to kind of realize. Yeah, that.
I'm looking at the case files. There's some cases where like my childhood, I could have had a worse childhood.
Yeah,
it could have been worse, but it was not good. So there's some cases where I'm looking, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes my childhood look like fucking Brady Brunch or whatever. And then I'm looking at some shit, I'm like, damn, you got taken away for that. I would have been.
Some states are a little more lenient or like flexible with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like New York and New Jersey is pretty good with protecting kids as long as they know what's really going on. Is that not true? I mean, you work in foster care.
Yeah, I mean, there are some things are just cultural differences. Like, beating is a part, not beating, but like spankings are a part of certain cultures.
Yes.
No, we don't do timeouts.
Yeah, you get smacked. You get backhanded.
Yeah.
Is that abuse?
In my household, my mother used to talk to me like if it was just like she would if she had to speak more than once,
Yeah.
You just come here. Second time, come here. Third time, you're getting smacked.
I feel like it's okay for a kid to be scared of their parent in a healthy kind of way. Obviously not petrified where they're gonna beat you to death or they're gonna abuse you, but like, oh shit, my mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
like, that's
shit,
okay.
I can't fuck around because my mother don't play that.
Yeah. That's not really abuse.
Yeah, that's like mixed with like respect and like you just, boundaries.
I think kids are very sensitive. Especially especially white kids.
White kids are, yeah. It's so funny.
White kids talk to their parents.
Crazy.
Shut up, mom. If I ever told my mom to shut up, I'd not be sitting here right now.
Let me tell you something. My homegirl, one of my closest friends is white. And the shit that be breaking her down, I'm like, girl. And I don't want to be laughing at her because it's like everybody has their struggles. I get it. Like everyone has their journey. But I be like, girl. But I'm trying to be supportive. It's like, I be looking like, okay, ma. It's
so crazy. So crazy. You're like, that's what you're like crying over? Oh, like, I've literally had like growing up in like high school or middle school, I've had like white friends like tell me like, oh, my mom didn't let me get the shirt I wanted at the mall. She's so abusive.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
You're like, wait, what? My mom didn't let me have a sleepover.
Mind you, I only wear hand-me-downs. So I'm like, I ain't even know they sell shirts at the mall, bitch. I ain't know that.
I will say, like, growing up, I had a rough childhood too, but like my parents had very different parenting styles. And I feel like I grew up thinking my mom hated me. Now looking back, I'm like, she was doing the best she could. She didn't really know how to show her emotions. I'm more mature now. I can understand where she was coming from.
Right.
But at least like I think my dad loved us a lot, like me and my siblings, so it kind of made up for it.
That's nice.
But like my parents, there's always like the myth that like Arab parents are very strict on their kids, which they are, especially when it comes to like school. But my parents never were like, you need to go to college, you need to get good grades. They didn't give a fuck.
Just about you, about all y'all?
All of us. Like, about when it comes to school especially. Like, my parents never were like, you should be a doctor or a lawyer, engineer. And I'm like, should I be offended? They never told me to do those kind of things. Like, my mom's whole thing growing up was like, you need to find a husband and get married when you get older, and that's it. That's your life goal. Find a husband and get married. Especially now that I'm older and I'm still not married. My mom loves to tell me like, when I was your age, I had kids already. And I'm like, Mom, well, you and JLo are the same age, and one has abs and one has chronic back pain. So let's not make comparisons.
My mother was on her second marriage and her second child.
Well, by the time she was your age?
By the time she was my age.
Wow. My sister was married with 3 kids when she was my age.
Wow.
And my other sister was married, not pregnant, not having kids yet, but and I was like, wow, I'm overstimulated.
Yeah, I'm thinking now, like I'm rethinking shit. I'm like, maybe I should just focus on getting my child. Maybe the marriage is like it'll come when it comes type shit. Yeah. I was trying to do like marriage first and then baby. I didn't want to be a baby mother. Especially as a black woman, I didn't want to be another baby mother. I just didn't want that.
Yeah, that's really hard.
But girl,
was your mom's
time is ticking? In a way.
Like, what kind of way was she?
Like, I couldn't wear nails until I got out of her house.
Oh, wow. She was that kind of mom. Respect, though. Don't grow up too fast kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. She didn't really...
I mean, it's funny. My dad was so not strict with us, and he's like a Muslim Arab father,
really?
and you would never think that. Like, I remember when I told him that I wanted to wear the hijab, he was like, I don't think you should. I was like,
really?
Wait, what? He was like, yeah, I don't think you should. I think you're going to get really hot in the summer. That was his response.
Wow.
And then I was like, I'm just going to wear it for like a week and see how I feel. And then I wore it, and he was like, you're going to keep it on? I was like, yeah, I think so. And he was like, that's silly. And he just walked away.
What'd your mom say?
My mom was like, she was happy, she was proud. She was like, I think you should. She didn't like push it on me, but she definitely supported my decision, where my dad was like, I don't think you should. I think people are going to make fun of you in school.
Oh, he was worried about you getting bullied.
Yeah, and he was just like, he's not really about that like religious
I think
life.
It fits you.
Thank you. But yeah, no, it was... A lot of people growing up were like, oh my God, does your dad make you? And I was like, little do you know, my dad doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Right. Where you grew up at?
Jersey too.
Oh, where?
Cliffside Park, Fairview. It's kind of like by Jersey City area.
Oh, okay.
Right by the city.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, my parents were definitely not.
I grew up right outside the Bronx, Englewood.
The only thing my parents had a strict rule about were boys. No boys in any capacity. That's it. Anything else was...
Yeah, my mother thought I was a virgin when I wasn't. Like, she was living in the fantasy world.
How did she find out like you were? Like, how'd you...
I had to tell her. I'm like, Ma, this is not my... Because she's like, oh, why did you lose it to him? I don't like him. I'm like,
That must have been an awkward conversation.
Yeah, I was like, Ma, this is not.
I feel like I could be married for years and get pregnant and still be embarrassed to tell my mom I'm
Really?
pregnant.
My mother hear my dick jokes on stage, so she know what time it is.
I mean, if I'm making jokes on stage, it's a different vibe than like really telling my parents like.
Now, me and my mother, we have an open like relationship like that where we talk about everything. But
That's great.
Not as a kid though.
I mean, I feel like that's how it should be.
That started like when I was like 20. 23, 24.
I feel like when your kids are younger, you should like raise them and like not be their friend and kind of be like a parental figure.
Right.
And then when they're older and they've already
That's exactly
settled,
how my mother did it.
You could become friends.
That's exactly how my mother did it.
She can't be telling you what to do and what not to do now. She should just like support you and love you.
Yup.
But
I don't know. There's a lot of things about my mom that I'm like, when I have my child, I'm gonna do it like her, and then there's a lot of shit I'm not gonna do nothing like her.
I'm gonna do nothing like my parents.
Nothing? No, there's a couple things.
Other than my dad like loving us and like he still like cooks for me and like asks me if I'm hungry and things like that. Like he's very caring and considerate and loving, but other than that, I'm like, oh no, I'm surprised I'm not a drug addict. I'm surprised I'm not in prison.
Well, I'm surprised I'm not on my second or third.
I'm semi-successful and I have made it okay.
My career's going well. I want to make sure. Hold on, let me look at the notes too. Let me act like I'm doing something.
Are you doing something? No. Was your mom like, how did your mom handle when you told her you wanted to be a comedian?
She loved it.
Really?
But then when I told her I was going to quit my job, she was like, you can't do the two of them at the same time. I was like, nah, I gotta quit my job, focus on this shit for a while.
My parents didn't care and they were like supportive, but then I think they thought it was a phase and they're like, oh, whatever, she's just doing this now, it's silly. And she'll stop, and then I haven't stopped. They're like, "Oh, you're still doing that?" I'm like,
"Yeah, you doing it."
Now
too.
they don't. Now, they supported me more before. Now they support me less. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, actually doing things now.
Right. Now my mother was been on board since the jump.
That's awesome.
Since the jump, that's my
shout
girl.
out to anyone else who had a traumatic childhood. Let us know in the comments what happened.
My childhood was Maybe I'm actually writing a biographical type of a script based off of my childhood. Well,
that's amazing. How far are you in?
Not far at all. Not far at all. I have the cold open and that's it.
That's great. That's a start. Getting
the cold open
is
pretty
the
good.
Part.
Yeah, the cold open is pretty good.
Are you gonna play you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I like when people play themselves.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a cute, for the little girl part of me, have a girl that looks like me.
Kind of like Baby Reindeer. Baby Reindeer vibes.
Yeah, I couldn't. Remember I texted you and I couldn't get into that? Remember I texted you? Yeah.
It was actually really good. I think you should give it another chance. And it's like kind of biographical, so it might give you some.
I'm gonna try.
It might inspire you.
I'm gonna try.
But let us know in the comments if you guys have any more questions for us, because someone had commented and was like, talk about your childhood.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, I don't read the comments. So yeah, thank you.
He doesn't read the comments, but I read the comments.
Let me know what y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna open up about my childhood a little bit more. Just not today, y'all.
Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks.